Hi everyone, it's Karen here with a mixed media textured layout designed for 49 and Market. Enjoy! For this layout, I used the vintage Artistry collection from 49 and Market, and I cut out a lot of elements from the different papers. For the background, I used the paper called The Report, and I also cut out a few pieces from the Ephemera cutout sheet and then used it to create a background on one side of the paper using Prima Finnabair soft matte gel medium. I just glued the pieces on the background and using my photo as measurement to make sure that I was putting them in the right place. As you can see, I ripped some of the papers just so it would have kind of a distressed look in the background, and I just stuck the pieces in different places to create a mat for my photo. I took white gesso. This is from the Crafter's Workshop, and what I like about this one, it's very liquidy and it's very smooth, so you can create a whitewash in the background, and this is what I'm doing here. I'm just adding the gesso and then taking a wet wipe and just wiping off the excess so you can really see their little ephemera pieces in the background. Once the gesso was dried, I wanted to add a little bit of color to that area, and I took the distressed oxide inks from Holtz to create a kind of stained looking background. First, I took the vintage photo color and added it to my mat, and then sprayed it with a little bit of water and used the paper to pat it on top. Then I would dry in between each application and then do it again. I also used ice spruce, which is another one of the colors, and I just did the same method over and over again a few times until I got this really nice stained look. Then I took both colors again and added them to my mat and sprayed them with water, and took some old lids and created tea stains in the background, first with a bigger lid and then with a smaller one. I really love this mat that I recently purchased. It's a Ken Oliver mat. It's the extra large size, and it's so easy to clean after you use mixed media on it. That's why I really love it. And I truly recommend it if you don't have a mat or if the other one that you have from another company has been ruined. Once the background was dried, after heat setting it, I took one of the 49 and Market stamps designed by Gabi Polico. This is called Postcards from Paris, and it's a really nice script stamp. And what I did is I inked it with the vintage photo and then just wet the stamp a little bit to create these really nice watermark kind of script images in the background using the stamp. Then I also used the postcard stamp from the same collection to do this. These stamps are exclusive to 49 and Market, and they're really, really good and beautiful. After finishing stamping with that second stamp, I took a spray bottle and just sprayed the background a little bit and wiped the excess to kind of enhance that watermark script look. To add even more texture, I took 6x6, the Crafters Workshop stencil. This is Art is stencil designed by Jamie, who's the owner, and I took some light and fluffy modeling paste from the Crafters Workshop and created this really nice script texture in the background. This is one of my favorite stencils of all time, and I just recently got a new one because the other one was all mocked up, so I really love using this for the first time. It's a really nice stencil. While my texture was drying, I took some chipboard pieces from Blue Fern Studios and covered them in white gesso, just to prime them. I waited for the gesso to dry and then used the Distress Oxide Ice Spruce to just kind of tinge the chipboard. I just sprayed it on my mat and just rubbed it into the wet area to just get a distressed kind of look on the background inside in the chipboard. Then I took the same stamps as before and just stamping directly on the chipboard created a really nice script texture. Now it's time to assembling the layout. I took the photo and just put some foam tape in the back so it would raise it a little bit, and then put the chipboard frame on top. Then I started arranging the flowers. These are 49 and Market flowers. They're called Vintage Shades. This is the sage color, and I also cut a few pieces from the Fauna and Flora paper from the Vintage Artistry collection to add as fussy cutting in my page. I also took a little bit of the Ice Spruce Distressed Oxide and just kind of shaded the paper so it would match the rest of the layout. I took some of the vines or vine flowers from the same package from the sage color, and tucked it underneath the other flowers. I use Fabri-Tac glue to glue all the elements on this layout, although I don't show this on this video. After gluing everything, I just took 3 little cutout butterflies from the Flora and Fauna paper and just glue them to the background. Then I took my Distress Oxide ink again, the vintage photo color, and wet my mat, and then started using it almost as watercolor painting. And with my paintbrush, I just went underneath the elements to add some shaded areas underneath each flower. Then I went and took the ice spruce one also and did the same thing. I realized I should have taken 2 paintbrushes, so I went with my second paintbrush and started adding both colors to the background to kind of blend everything and make everything match to each other. I continue to adding the color around the whole layout and specifically muting down some of the darker colors like the dark leaf cutouts that I did. I used the ice spruce color to kind of dab it on top of those leaves to be able to kind of blend that dark color into the background. Finally, I took the ice spruce Distress Oxide again and diluted it with water and just added some splatters in the background using my paintbrush. Thank you so much for watching. For more inspiration, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye!